Welcome to my channel. I am excited to read to you a story called The Night I Almost Died. This story will keep you on the edge of your seat from beginning to end. It's about a college student living in a not-so-great part of town who experiences a terrifying encounter with a mysterious man outside her window. But things are not as they seem, and the truth will shock you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more engaging content like this. I'll be sure to bring you more fascinating stories to keep you entertained. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be captivated by the night I almost died. I remember that night like it was yesterday, even though it happened many years ago. I was a college student then, living in a small apartment in a run-down part of town. It was a hot summer night, and I had the window open to try and get some fresh air. I lay in bed, scrolling through my phone, trying to distract myself from the oppressive heat. That's when I heard the first noise. It sounded like someone had knocked over a trash can outside. I paused, straining to listen, but all I could hear was the hum of the city outside my window. I tried to go back to sleep, but then I heard it again, a shuffling sound, like someone dragging their feet along the pavement. My heart rate quickened, and I sat up in bed, listening intently. The noise grew louder, and I could hear someone moving around outside my window. My mind raced with possibilities. Was it a burglar? A drunk? Someone looking for trouble? I got out of bed and crept to the window, peering out into the darkness. At first, I couldn't see anything. It was too dark outside, but then I saw movement out of the corner of my eye. Someone was standing just beyond the street lamp's light. It was a man, and he was staring right at me. I froze. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to scream, but my throat was dry. I tried to back away from the window. My legs wouldn't move. The man just stood there, staring at me, his eyes glowing in the dark. Suddenly, he started moving towards me. I could see now that he was carrying something in his hand. It was long and thin, and it glinted in the light of the street lamp. It was a knife. My mind went blank with fear. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. The man was almost at my window now. I could see his face, twisted in a cruel smile. I was sure I was going to die. But then something strange happened. The man stopped in his tracks as if he'd been frozen in place. His smile turned into a look of confusion and then fear. He dropped the knife and backed away from my window, his eyes still fixed on me. I was too scared to move, too scared to do anything. I just stood there watching as the man disappeared into the darkness. The next day, I went to the police and reported what had happened. They didn't take me seriously at first, but then I showed them the knife the man had dropped. It turned out to be a murder weapon from a crime committed several blocks away. The police never caught the man who had been standing outside my window, but I never forgot what happened. For years, I slept with my windows closed and locked, afraid that someone would come for me again. It wasn't until many years later, when I was going through some old newspapers, that I found out the truth. The man who had been outside my window that night wasn't trying to kill me. He was trying to warn me. The real killer had been someone I knew, someone I had considered a friend. The man outside my window had seen him leaving my apartment building the night of the murder, and he knew that he was planning to come back for me. He had tried to warn me, but I had been too scared to listen. Looking back, I realized that I never really knew that friend. He had always been quiet and reserved, but I never suspected him capable of such violence.